how many of you have got the job placement already? Everyone raise the hand.
If you had to pursue a degree from Gisma, so what would be your 5 top choice field to consider?
Today, his company called Zido is the startup of the year. There are multiple stories like that. There are other students who just started their brand, and today the value of that business is $1 billion.
We would like to know how many campuses Gisma has.
Who was the most, I would say, introvert student, and now he's the most extrovert student.
Once a student asked me that I belong from a middle class family, how do I uplift my family's social and economic status? I answered him, education is the strongest tool to uplift social and economic status. And studying in abroad can open up doors that may not be easily accessible here. Hello and welcome to another episode of Orion Campus Connect, where we bring real stories and insights from students and faculties across the globe. We are joined by Rushil Malhotra. He is the Regional Director of Gisma University of Applied Sciences, which is one of the leading institutes in Germany for international students. So hi Rushil.
Hi.
So before we dive in, could you tell us about your expertise in the study abroad recruitment, international student recruitment?
Sure. So I'll start with my introduction actually. So my name is Rushil. I'm the Regional Director South Asia for Gisma University of Applied Sciences. I have an overall experience of 7 years in the education industry. I've recruited students for US, recruited students from Canada, and now I'm recruiting students for Germany. It's been 3 years now. I have been working with the university, where I started with the North Indian operations for the institution, but now I am taking care of the South Asia operations for the students. So I'm recruiting students all the way from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, then Nepal, and whatnot. So yes, that's pretty much about my experience and working for German institution.
So many universities has their career service centers. So how is it like Gisma career service support looks like in practice? And if you would like to share any success story of your students.
Sure, why not? So if you talk about our career center, most of the institutions, they have career center only for what? Placements? We are not like that. We are not typical university. We are an institution which is designed to create opportunities for you. So how does my career center is going to work? So my career center has 3 segments that we work with a student. First, it is sprint week of learning. So once a student completes 1 quarter, we invite all our partners like TCS, SAP, Zalando, Siemens, Sennheiser, Deloitte, Birkenstock, Mercedes, all these huge brands, they come on campus, all the students go to their facilities for a hands-on approach, and this is a practice every quarter. And why we are doing this is because it's important to build the network. What's the value of a student who doesn't have a network at all, right? So what we do is every quarter, we create a network for them so that they keep on building their profile. They get projects from those brands. Those projects further leads to internships, and these internships make you qualify for the placements. That's the first segment only. The second segment is the Handshake. We have onboarded US #1 job portal, that's Handshake, which has helped Gisma students across Europe to get good time jobs. It's not ending here. We got a dedicated career center team that's going to work with your events on campus, where we invite all the partners that we have. We have 68 plus official recruitment partners with Gisma who come on campus for those workshops. So you see, you have a multi-level connect with your employers. Sprint week, Handshake, then there's a job teasers that we do, plus the events that we do on campus. And this is not ending here. You can visit your career center anytime. They will help you to design your LinkedIn. They will help you to design your resumes. They will help you what should be the question, how you should answer the question, that what should be your body language. All these things are very, very important. So that's the reason. If you can see over here, we have just got BSIS Impact Reward. And we are the second university in Germany getting the BSIS reward now. So that's what we're creating. Our tagline itself says create impact. Now, if you talk about some of the success stories, I do remember one, which was a very recent I also discovered. We have a candidate who was from Philippines. He studied a global MBA from us. And one day he met a professor who was there in the skill week, and they were talking about sustainable energy. And that guy, that person, he thought about the idea about sustainable energy. He utilizes some tech modules that we have to develop a software to work on the sustainable energy, right? Today, his company called Vec Zido is the startup of the year in Germany.
Okay, that's great.
So you can go on our LinkedIn and you can view his full story. So, and recently he was got the award, and there are multiple stories like that. There are other students who just started their brand with $400 packaging business, and today the value of that business is $1 billion. So we do have a lot of stories like that because we are the only German university with a CIM accreditation, that is Chartered Institute of Marketing. We are the gold standard of marketing.
No, that's great. All right. So, for instance, just giving you an hypothetical situation. For example, any student who is not good with networking and not good with public speaking, or not basically a sociable person. Okay, so how Gisma would help that person build a network in Germany and cracking an internship or a full-time job?
Okay, so if you talk about enhancing someone's, I would say, speaking skills or getting the best out of that child, Gisma is really a good institution for that, because I think I just saw one Instagram reel which we just posted. There was a student called Muhammad Abbas who was the most, I would say, introvert student, and now he's the most extrovert student, right? So he's taking more questions, he's asking more. So Gisma's environment, your classrooms are designed like that. You work with 70 to 90 nationalities together. You try to open up. See, because we are not a typical institution which gives you books, study and go. No, it's a practical, right? Even our professors, when they studied at their time, it was always learn and do. Whereas now in Gisma, it's learn, do, right? So it automatically opens up the child's confidence, right? They speak about their fears, they talk about their challenges that they got, and then they easily adapt to the culture. See, every child who travels international education, they need to understand there is a psychological graph. When you enter a country, a psychological graph is like this. Once you spend 3 months, it comes to the medium phase, and in 6 months it goes down, but after the 6 months it again goes up. And for those purposes, we have a full-time psychologist on campus to walk you through that graph. So we make sure you're never let alone when you're in Germany with Gisma.
So, when someone is going to Germany for studies, so location plays a very important role. Okay, so we would like to know how many campuses Gisma has, and what would be the advantage of that campus that student can get.
So if we talk about my campuses, we got 2 campuses. One is in Berlin, that is designed for our undergraduate programs and for the double degrees. And the second campus is the Potsdam campus, that's 26 minutes away from Berlin. Now, Potsdam is the upcoming Silicon Valley of Germany. So both the locations for university campuses are quite vibrant and quite good, I would say.
So when students are choosing their university, so what are the factors that they should consider when they finalize on their university?
I would say there are multiple factors. So when I was a student, I did a lot of research on my institution selection. So I'll give you the same answers. First of all is the university courses, whether my university has the right course that I'm looking for or not. Then it should be the accreditations. Is my degree only recognized in that particular area, or is a world recognized degree? That's the second part. Third is your location. Is my university located in a very good location where I can have a nearby good amount of, I would not just focus on jobs, but even on your personal development, right? Because you need to have restaurants, you need to have clubs, you need to have other gaming zones where you can go and relax your mind. And then your professors, your career centers, what are the recruitment that has been done from the institution, what are the success stories of that institution. So I would say comprising all these 4 to 5 points, the student should select the correct institution.
Okay, so when it comes to private universities in Germany, so how would you justify this, like the fee structure in Gisma and like other private universities that we have in Germany, which are comparatively less costly?
Okay, so that's the interesting one now. So if yes, we are expensive, and there is no harm of being expensive, I would say. We are expensive because we got accreditations. We got AMBA accreditation, which is Association of MBA. Only 6 universities in Germany got AMBA. We are the only German university with a CM accreditation, and we are the only German university that promised to deliver the best quality education that a student can really have in Germany. So yes, we are expensive, but not to that big level. Okay, so if an XYZ institution has a fee structure of 8,000 or 9,000 euros, we'll charge you 10,000 euros. We charge 1,000 euros extra for the premiumness that we get when you come to study in Gisma, and that 1,000 euros is going to be actually will be multiplied by 100,000 when you go for job sectors.
Right. All right. So when we come into the German job market, okay, so it is considered that public universities are most prestigious institutions. So how is it impacted when an international student is going for a job interview and trying to crack a job in Germany?
That's a good question that you just asked about public institution, students getting a good time job rather than a private university student's preference by the employer. So I would like to just bring some light over here. A job market or a job recruitment is never designed on public or a private institution. It is designed upon the curriculum that the student has done, the profile that the student holds, the experience that the student holds, the projects they have done, and the overall institution ranking that they have done. So if you talk about private institutions, there are certain private institutions which have even much higher rankings in certain courses which even public university students do not have. So if you talk about a global MBA, for example, in Gisma, we are powered by AMBA. Only 6 schools in Germany got AMBA accreditation. And in that 6 schools, there are schools which are public schools also, right? And if you talk about the job placements for Gisma, we have 88% job placement before graduation. I just shared you a recent, I would say, case and scenario. We just did our graduation ceremony last month, and there was the director of equities of Deloitte on campus for our graduation ceremony. He just asked one question to the students: how many of you have got the job placement already? Everyone raised the hand.
Oh, that's great.
Everyone raised the hand in that lot that we already have a job offer before the graduation ceremony. So that's what the impact of a private institutions are, right? So yes, the students get full-time jobs, and I would say high-level jobs, even if you select private universities. Please do not be in the myth that if you study in public, then only you get a job.
They have this hidden charges, like, potential hidden costs for international students, like longer study duration and no opportunities for part-time job. So what happens to the students from the second year onwards?
As you just correctly mentioned, yes, there are hidden charges, and I would say yes, semester fees is not only the charge that the student is paying. The long in duration, what you just mentioned, is absolutely correct. Now, what is happening in Germany is the students who are in the second year, or I would say even the second semester, they are taking a dropout. A big time 42% dropout is there from the public universities, and the students are coming to the private institutions. And what's the reason for that? You need to understand the public universities, they are not located in the central locations of in Germany, right? They are located in the outskirts. And when you're in the outskirts, you don't have multiple level of job opportunities. And as a student, what will be your jobs? McD's, Subways, blue-collar jobs, you work in Amazon warehouses, but you don't have these things when you work outside. Whereas if you compare the students who are in Berlin, in Potsdam, in Munich, in Frankfurt, they have multi-level jobs availability. That's the reason why a big time 42% dropout ratio is there from public universities to private universities right now.
Public universities are considered to be most prestigious universities across Germany. Okay, so when it comes to employers, students are going for their job interviews. So what is the view of the employers when they are seeing the degrees from a non-public university?
See, if you talk about the German public universities or the free education, I think thanks to the YouTubers who have always highlighted the free education as a one parameter to select the universities in Germany, but it's not just about the free education. Every student is not qualifying for the free education. It's really competitive. You need to have a good percentage, your profile should stand out, and then only you get approvals from the top-notch public universities. There are multiple institutions in Germany which get public, private, and technical universities. But if you talk about free education, that's one thing which gets always highlighted about Germany. You need to understand free education does not give you an hands-on approach, right? Our Indian students, they are designed in a way where they get proper assistance from the professors, they get hand-holding from the professors, whereas in public universities, you will have a huge hall size of where you can accommodate 200, 300 students together, and the professor comes and deliver the lectures and go. There is no hand-holding at all, right? And moreover, the students who select for free education, their only purpose is saving money, but they ultimately pay up more. How they do that? So for example, if I'm a student who is recruited to a public universities, my initial time frame is very good because I am not paying anything. But in the same time, I have my classes 5 days a week. I'm not able to manage my part-time jobs. I'm not able to earn my money for my next year of finances, right? So the blocked account money that I got in the first year got exhausted. And in the second year, I again have to submit the blocked account again. Because I don't have a job in Germany, because I'm a public institution student, I'm super occupied, super busy with my assignments, I don't get time. So there are multiple factors that a student should consider before they select a free education, because it looks very tempting from the outside, but the moment you enter into the system, it is not good. This is a story of my own manager. She's a German. She studied from a public university, and this is her story. The professor does not know her name. She was the brightest child of the class, but still, professor doesn't know the name. And students do not complete their degrees in a similar time frame. For example, you send a student to a 2 years of masters, they will end up doing a master's in 3 or 4 years. They never complete their degree on a timely basis.
So my last question for you. If you had to pursue a degree from Gisma, so what would be your 5 top choice field to consider?
Okay, so I'll give some examples, I would say. So if I am having around 3 to 4 years of experience, I'll pick Global MBA because that's AMBA approved. If I have my work experience towards marketing, I'll go for MSc Business Management Marketing. If I am a tech guy, I'll pick Data Science, AI and Digital Business because we rank top 5 universities in Germany for data science and AI. Anyway, the professor we got, Dr. Renata, she's a top 100 women in the world for artificial intelligence. So that's the pick for me. And yes, in case I'm a guy who is having the desire of management plus tech, then I'll go for the double degrees because we are in association with Kingston University London, which is a public research university of UK, where the student can now get 1 degree from Kingston London, that is MSc International Business Management, and the second degree from Gisma in Data Science, AI and Digital Business. So yeah, you get 2 degrees from 2 universities with 1 fees.
So thank you so much. This was a very insightful conversation that we had today. I'm sure we have answered a lot of unanswered questions that students most of the time they come up with. Okay, so we have covered all the sections which nobody talks about usually.
Thank you.
We are just waiting because admissions are open. If you can just tell us about the deadline for Gisma.
Sure. Thank you first of all actually for arranging all these things and getting you all the insightful information that we got. So we have our upcoming intakes, that is October and Jan in 2026. So if you're looking for an institution which is not designed for only academics, but beyond that, so yes, Gisma University would be your right choice. Thank you.
All right, then what are you waiting for? Reach out to Orion Edutech today and get your seats confirmed.